Hi, I'm Holly Hall, the Curriculum Support Specialist for the Science Penguin. Are you wondering how to more effectively use CER in your classroom? In this video, we'll go over what CER is, we'll analyze a completed CER, and we'll talk about some tips for using it in the science classroom. So, what is CER? CER is a scaffolded way that students can prove their understanding of scientific concepts in a written format. It helps to develop critical thinking skills and writing skills at the same time, which are both so important in the classroom and the real world. You can think of it as a framework in which students can construct scientific explanations. Claim is the first part of the CER process. A claim is a statement, usually based on scientific phenomena or an investigation. Here are a couple of examples. Water is a liquid, or animals behave in ways that increase their chances of survival. The rest of the CER is focused on proving that claim. Evidence is the next step. It is the data used to support the claim. The data can come from activities done in class, experiments, texts that the students have read, anything that will help them prove that claim. Think of it as the time to list the reasons that the claim is true. It's helpful to be really detailed in this step and specific about where the evidence comes from. Reasoning is the final step. During reasoning, students are giving the why or the how to connect the evidence to their claim and to give a scientific explanation. They're justifying how the evidence proves the claim and they're tying it all together. When these 3 CER steps are complete, you have a piece of writing that exercises scientific critical thinking and writing skills at the same time to give a well thought out scientific explanation. Let's take a look at a CER that's been completed. This is from the Science Penguin's 5th grade TEKS Earth's Rotation unit, where students investigate Earth's rotation, the apparent movement of the sun, and shadow changes for 5 days. Near the end of the unit, students would complete this CER. First, notice the claim. The sun's apparent movement across the sky from east to west causes the angle of a shadow to change. This is a claim statement based on scientific phenomena. In the evidence area, we see that this is broken down into 4 parts. Each part represents an activity, video, text, or model that the students interacted with during this unit. It provided some type of evidence to help them investigate the claim. So in each area, there's a sentence or 2 that tells what they saw in that piece that could help to show that the claim is true. Notice that some of these are a bit similar, and that's okay because they're all helping the students to further support this claim. Finally, we have reasoning, where students are piecing together the scientific justification about their evidence that makes the claim true. They're tying it all together to explain why the claim is correct. We have a few tips about using CER in the classroom to help make this a smooth process for you. First, consider your timing. A CER is not something that can be completed on the first day or 2 of a unit because it requires understanding of the content and several pieces of exposure about a topic. In our phenomena-based units, we place the completion of CER near the end of a unit so that students can synthesize information from several activities as evidence. Sometimes we introduce the claim near the beginning of the topic and add evidence as the topic progresses. In other units, we place the CER near the end and complete it all in one day. It just depends on the topic and the flow of activities. Either way, it's important to ensure that students have plenty of exposure to the phenomena and the scientific content before completing a CER. Another tip is to differentiate if needed. Within Science Penguin units, we usually intend for the CER to be completed together as a class. This allows for great discussion and for a shared writing experience to help scaffold understanding. However, you can tailor this to your needs. Maybe you want to have students come up with evidence in pairs or groups or write evidence or reasoning on their own and share with the class. Maybe you do the whole thing as a formative assessment to see their understanding. You could even provide sentence stems for students that need it. We include a blank class CER chart and a blank student CER chart in our unit files to accommodate for these teaching differences. Another tip is to remember that this is not an instant process. As with any writing strategy, it takes time to develop properly. Consider scaffolding the usage of CER in your classroom throughout the year. You could start out by modeling at the beginning of the year with heavy explanation of your thought process, then transitioning later into writing the evidence and reasoning together, then allow groups to try, then eventually individual students could try to complete it on their own. You'll see progress throughout the year as your students are exposed to the CER process over time. We hope that this video has helped you understand more about CER and how it can be utilized. You'll be amazed at how much CER can impact your students' critical thinking skills and writing skills in the science classroom. Thanks for watching.